Hey traders, and welcome to Structure-Based Trading, episode 11, part 2. Part 1 will be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen along with in the description below this video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the pound dollar, the dollar Swiss, and the dollar yen. I'll be taking you through each of those charts and showing you guys the key levels of structure that I'll be paying attention to for trading opportunities throughout the rest of this week and into next week. We'll be taking a look at a pound dollar trade that we had in the EAP that ended up losing earlier this week. And of course, if you're interested in learning how I spot these key levels of structure, then make sure you stick it out through the intro and disclaimer. Make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button if you're not subscribed here, so you're alerted next time we come out with structure-based trading videos and other video tutorials. And if you'd like to receive other free educational content that we do not release here on YouTube, then you can head over to thetradingchannel.net and go ahead and sign up for our email list over there. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and let the intro and disclaimer roll, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Alright guys, so let's start this video off on the pound dollar daily chart. And as you can see, the pound dollar has come down into a daily level of major structure right here. And we've actually pushed up quite nicely from this level. Now, as I said before the intro, we actually had a loss on the pound dollar, and I'll share that with you guys now. We had this market pulling down into this major structure level, and after we had the nice push up and the gap, we kind of expected this thing to gap and run. We expected something like a push up, a little pullback or retracement, and then another push into the 1.303 zone that we pointed out last week. So because of that, we went down to a smaller time frame, and we ended up getting long on this pair after about a 382 retracement from the swing low up to the swing high that broke above our 4-hour level of resistance. That's something else we were looking for, is the market to bounce off that daily level of structure and then break a smaller time frame level of resistance like the 4-hour or 1-hour chart. So after we got that, then we were expecting a little pullback into the 382. We ended up getting an entry reason around here, and unfortunately we got stopped out just by a couple of pips not too long ago. So that's a loss we had on the pound dollar so far this week. But let's go ahead and talk about what could be coming up next for the pound dollar. I still have the expectation that we make it up to our 1.303 zone before we pull back and break even lower. Now, non-farm payroll for the US does come out tomorrow, so that may have an influence on what this pair does, but right now we're looking at this as a push-up breaking above that structure level and a creation of this 4-hour flag pattern. We're trying to see what's going to happen from this market now that we've pulled back. You know, we have been stopped out of this previous trade, but my bias is still the same. I'm still looking for a long position because of this heavy push off of our daily support level that did end up breaking our 4-hour resistance. So with that being the case, we'll be considering an entry if we can get a breakout of this flag pattern on the 4-hour chart. So let's zoom back out to the daily chart and take a look at the other key levels that we'll be paying attention to for the pound dollar. All right, so if this market does pull back, then we may be looking for support or for buying opportunities around the 1.2814 level. That's where we'll be looking for our next buying opportunities. And if the market breaks through that area, then the next zone for buying opportunities is down at this previous daily support level around 1.265. Now, if the market pushes up, then we may see this market find resistance around the 1.303 zone for a nice shorting opportunity. And if we break above that level, then the next level we'll be looking at for resistance, our major level of resistance up here at 1.3227. So that's it for the pound dollar. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the dollar yen. And here on the dollar yen, as you can see, we had a nice bounce off the support level we were discussing last week in structure-based trading episode 10 part 2. I'll link that in the top right hand corner of your screen in case you want to watch that full video. But here at the 108.73 zone is where we expected this market to find some support and possibly push up, and we wanted to see this market push up to at least our 110.71 area, and that's exactly what we got. We got a nice push up to that level, and currently this market right below that level of resistance. So if I drop down to a smaller time frame and show you guys a little bit about what we're going to try to get out of this market tonight, tomorrow, and on into next week, we're going to be looking for this market to push up just a bit higher and actually touch our zone here, and then see if we can get a reason to short the market around 110.71. And if we don't get any kind of entry reason, another thing to remember, guys, is we're not just trading at these levels based on the levels themselves. Those are just conditions that we need met before we can look for our entry reasons. So once the market hits these levels, we wait for an entry reason, and if we do not get an entry reason and we see this market push above the 110.71 area, Then we're waiting for the market to pull back to that area as support and then push higher. So there's you some useful information about reading structure. And what I'll do is go ahead and zoom out to the daily chart, and we can take a look at the other major levels for the dollar yen. So for major structural resistance, we just took a look at the 110.71 area, our first red line, and the next level we'll be looking at resistance is 112.02. Reason for that is because of the multiple tests we have out here on the daily chart. You can see orders being accumulated here, 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 and here. So there's a good chance that if the market gets back up to that level, there will be an accumulation of orders to push the market down. Now, as for support, we've already bounced off this support level, but if we see the market come back down and break below the 108.73 area, then we'll be looking for 106.79 for our next level of support and for our next buying opportunities. That is caused by these two areas of accumulation here as support and here as resistance. So that's what we're looking for on the dollar yen. Let's go ahead and move on to the dollar Swiss, the last pair for this video. All right, so here we are on the dollar Swiss, and here we have a market that's in a period of consolidation. If we zoom out the chart, you can see our previous period of consolidation that was right in here, and down here in the same area, now we're seeing a similar form of consolidation. So as you can see, this was a pretty large period of consolidation, and if we just drag the box over here, you can see that we have started a similar event. We have a few different tests of resistance here at the top of the box and a couple of tests of support as well. And with a market in consolidation like this, I really don't like looking for trading opportunities, but there's still a way to take advantage of these key levels of structure. As you can see, the market did push down recently and then pulled back. And what did we pull back into? Right into our previous area of support from this daily chart. And now that we've pulled back into that area, you can see the market starting to drop. So respecting the key levels of structure still. And as I said, we're really not looking for much out of the dollar Swiss until we break out of this consolidation period. We may see a buying opportunity right down in there where our blue line is and where you see that this market found some support before. But the problem is that that area, that zone, is going to stretch from here all the way down to our lows. So that's going to be a pretty large zone where we could find a possible long entry. So with that being the case, we're going to be waiting for the market to test a little bit lower in this zone before we go and try an actual long position. But if the market does push even lower than that, let's consider the fact that we could push below that level. Then the next level of support that we'll look at is at 0.9299. Now for resistance, we are currently floating around a resistance level at 0.9623. And if we push back above this level, then we could look at our next level of resistance at the top of this consolidation period up here at 0.9763 in that zone. So that's what we're going to be looking at here on the dollar Swiss, and that's the key levels of structure that we have on the pound dollar, dollar yen, and dollar Swiss. I hope you found this video to be useful. If you did, then make sure to click that like button for me to support the channel. If you have not already, make sure to go ahead and subscribe here to the trading channel. If you want more free educational content that we don't post here to YouTube, then make sure to head over to the website at thetradingchannel.net and sign up for our email list. If you do so, then you'll receive other free material in your inbox, such as tutorials and one of my own potential trade setups each week. So if you're interested in that, then there'll be a link in the description for the email list. And guys, if you'd like to avoid the painful process of creating your own trading strategies and trying to figure out how to become disciplined in the market on your own and shorten your learning curve to becoming a professional and profitable trader, then I would suggest checking out our training program, the EAP. If you want to learn more about that program and how it can help your trading, then click the link in the description labeled EAP, and I'll also put a link in the top right hand corner of your screen. And with all that out of the way, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week and upcoming weekend. I wish you all the best of luck on your future trades, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.